Welcome everyone to another episode from the Reading Writing Corner. This is a non-spoiler review for Forest of Shadows by Camelia Benko. I am your lovely host for this episode, Leanne. This is part of the Frozen universe taking place between Frozen 1 and Frozen 2, the movies. If you haven't seen the movies, why don't you go watch them? You can even watch Frozen 1, read this book, and read Frozen 2. I think that would make it very good. Is it supposed to be a bridge between the two of them to explain, to get the ball rolling, I guess you could say. Now, about this series. Technically, it is a series because it's supposed to be between Frozen 1 and Frozen 2, but it is just on its own standalone book. But I like to call it a series, even if it's not. Just roll with me, would ya? Okay. When the newly crowned Queen Elsa accidentally uses her power to turn things into ice to curse her home in an infinite winter, her sister Anna teams up with the Mountain Man, his playful reindeer, and a snowman to change the weather conditions. That's actually the beginning of book 1, but that's what Queen Elsa is. She uses ice powers to do stuff. What made me read this book? It was said to be a book that would bridge the gap between the first and second movie, and I was really interested. Look at that cover. Look at it. I'll put it up here in this corner if you don't want to see it. It's back there behind me if you really want to look at it. Lots. It looks interesting. It looks dark. It looks spooky. Here is the blurb on the back of the book. Technically not the back of the book, but it was on the inside of the book, but it is on the back of some book. Maybe a softcover book. I don't know. I got a hardcover copy. And you can find it on Amazon if you really want to find it and read it. The past has a way of returning. Anna of Arendelle wants nothing more than to be helpful to her older sister Elsa, but as far as Anna can see, ever since Elsa's coronation, her sister has been doing just fine without her. And now, Elsa will be setting sail for a grand tour of the world, leaving Anna behind. But a mysterious sickness strikes Arendelle, and Elsa's tour is delayed, giving Anna the perfect opportunity to finally help. When Anna discovers a secret room in the castle and incants a magic spell, she hopes it will make her dream of curing the sickness come true. Instead, a more sinister dream to life. Anna saw something a long time ago that affected her, but it was forgotten. What she saw before returns after she spoke what she thought was a spell. Elsa just wants to rule her kingdom without anything going wrong before taking a trip around the world to other kingdoms. Elsa's trust in Anna is displayed well, but Anna's trust in Elsa needed to be firmer. Boy, does Anna have trust issues. And yes, she's had trust issues from movie 1 and movie 2, and she's just, I think at the end of movie 2, she's just learning how to trust Elsa, and that Elsa will always be there, that Elsa does know somewhat what's best for Arendelle and for Anna herself. Camelia Benko, I hope I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize if I'm not, does set up the character's personality just as they were at the end of Frozen 1. And the development lands their personality right at the beginning of Frozen 2. Their background is briefly touched upon because the book assumes you have watched Frozen already. The plot is set up well in the first chapter and continues to develop throughout the book until it reaches its peak. Anna's motivations are clear for everyone to read. Elsa and Kristoff's motivation is not as clear, but does become clear during the rest of the book. Camelia Benko takes the world of Arendelle, the world of Frozen, and the characters and their personalities, and she uses them in such a way that she makes them grow as if it really is a part of their universe. So, to me, Anna, Kristoff, Elsa, Olaf, and Sven, as well as all the other multitude of characters that are in the book, they react how I would imagine they would if this was really a part of their universe. In my mind, it's a part of their universe. It really is. And I can really see this working well. And I hope if there is a Frozen 3, that maybe Camelia Benko will come out with a book that happens in between Frozen 2 and Frozen 3 that will help bridge the time passage as in that as well, because that would be really cool, in my opinion. This book's genre is considered fiction, because I mean, obviously it's fiction. I would actually consider like supernatural fiction or paranormal fiction or even magical fiction, because Elsa's powers are considered magical in a sense. They're actually called elemental, but they're actually considered elemental powers, not anything else. So maybe elemental fiction? Maybe that can be a fictional thing. Did this live up to my expectations? It was good. So yes, it felt like it belonged in the universe of Frozen. It felt like it was a bridge between the two movies. Which character did I relate to the most? Anna, for always wanting to help out her sisters. I like helping out my siblings. I like helping people out. Although most times I can't because I'm financially strapped. So I try my best, like Anna does. What was more important, the characters or the plot? The character development was more important than the plot, specifically Anna's character development. She's a little attached to her sister in an unhealthy manner. And even though it doesn't relinquish her of that unhealthy manner of being attached to her sister, it touches on it and it shows that she has this unhealthy attachment to her sister and that she really needs to let it go a little bit because her sister can take care of herself. It was a single third-person voice that happened throughout the book, and no, it did not really affect me at all. It was very well written in a way that it followed mostly Anna and her thoughts and her views, but it did have the others in it, and it was like we're watching a movie while reading a book, actually. Oh, I'm going to end this non-spoiler review with, should you go and read this story? Yes. I don't see why not. It'll give you some insight into the Frozen universe that you can think is canonically. Folks, here is your time to leave if you do not want to see the spoiler, or hear the spoiler review for Forest of Shadows by Camellia Benko. So, drop a like, a comment, or even your lovely hard-earned subscription if you want to see more, or you think I deserve it. Really, honestly, it's up to you. You have all the control and power. I do not. Okay, everybody who is still here that wants to be spoiled because they don't want to bother reading this book, here it is. In the first few chapters, you do meet the main characters, side characters, and important reoccurring characters. Although one of the important characters you don't meet until the middle of the book. That's okay. It's set up in a nice way of doing it. So you have Elsa, the Queen of Arendelle and the Wielder of Eyes. Anna, Princess of Arendelle. Kristoff, boyfriend to Anna and a seller. Oaken, he is a shop owner and he owns a sauna. Thorsten, he is actually only in the book. He is an expert in myth and lore who lives on the outskirts of a forest in Arendelle. The Holder folk, also only seen in the book, are beings that cannot be seen, have magic, either help or lead off the safe path. Mostly they're considered mythical, but they actually are real and they do dwell in caves and caverns and such. To protect themselves, they lead the folk away from them, or humans away from them, to protect themselves. And there is a description of what they look like, but there is a description of what they look like, but I don't have that written down here. So just use your imagination on what they look like. Olaf, snowman that came alive and learns the longer he lives. Kai is a castle steward. Gerda is a head maid. And of course, I didn't even write him down. Sven. Sven is a reindeer, and he is very loyal. And Kristoff understands him, and Sven understands Kristoff, and they are together forever. Fear will be your enemy. That's literally what it says in the beginning of the book, or at the, I think it's fear will be your enemy. Grand, happy. Oh, other thing, he's in here too. Kristoff's grandfather is made of stone. My favorite character was Anna for her dedication to keeping her sister safe and her kingdom as well. She went to great lengths. My most disliked character was Elsa because of her fear of learning about more magic and what that could mean for Arendelle. She lashed out at Anna several times because of it. Anna wanted to learn more about magic and what her mother was researching, because they did find a secret room where their mother was literally looking up stuff about magic, probably to learn more about Elsa's magic, which will explain why they went on the voyage in the first movie. And Elsa didn't want anything to do with it because, you know, she accepted she had magic. She accepted she could use it for good, but she didn't want to know nothing else, which is what the beginning of Frozen 2 was like. It was told in chronological order. It was told in chronological order, except for the several flashbacks where they worked the best with appropriate language for children and young teens. Because this is really for children and young teens more than it is for adults. But hey, I like the Frozen movies. What can I say? I had to read the book, okay? It was interesting. The foreshadowing was out there more because some children would not have picked up on it. And the suspense was, the foreshadowing was out there more. Even though some children wouldn't have picked up on it, it was nicely done. And the suspense was very well written out. It held good tension as well. I think she did an excellent job with those. The background was not explained thoroughly, but it was not needed for those who have watched Frozen. So long as you watch Frozen, you would understand the book and where it was coming from and where it was going, because it obviously says, I am here to bridge the gap between 1 and 2 movie. You haven't watched them. Why are you reading this book? The title of the book meant that there was something within the forest that dealt in shadows, and the cover of the book was just Anna and Elsa with a forest surrounding them. Forest of Shadows is a forest full of shadows, and it deals with actually the thing that comes around and does the sickness and everything. It is actually a shadow being called fear. Fear, which does a lot of terrible and wicked things in its own power, and they had to learn how to fight that fear. What stood out as memorable was Anna's insecurities are still present from the first movie, and it is still there when Frozen 2 happens. So they show you a lot of her insecurities about herself and her place in life, because now that Elsa is queen and ruling, Anna's like, where do I stand? Where am I? She doesn't really know. And even though she doesn't figure it out until book 2, where she actually officially stands in all of it, it's there for you to see and understand and acknowledge. That's what I gotta say on that. My favorite passage from this story is, I, Elsa, Queen of Arendelle, do hereby proclaim my sister, Anna of Arendelle, keeper of the kingdom, while I sail on the grand tour. She is kind, thoughtful, and loves Arendelle with the whole of her heart. There is none better than her to watch over the kingdom while I am away. It shows you how much trust Elsa has in Anna, that she would put the kingdom in Anna's hands for the year-long tour that she was going to be gone, trusting that when she got back, nothing bad would have happened to the kingdom. And you don't find that out until 3/4 of the way through the book. And Anna realizes that, hey, my sister trusts me to keep our kingdom safe. She wasn't leaving me behind. She was giving me a responsibility to take care of the kingdom in Elsa's stead. My favorite quote, I was so afraid of being a bad queen, but I don't need to worry about that anymore because I've got you, Anna. And I like that being in there because it does present to you that in Frozen 2, she's all about being a good queen, and she does everything she can for her kingdom. Decisions she makes and everything like that, she knows Anna will back her up. She knows Anna will be there to help her when she needs it. What I thought about the ending of the book, Anna needed to trust Elsa so much more. Like, trust your sister. Trust her. She knows what she's doing. She knows and understands you and how much you care about your kingdom. What book did it remind me of? Honestly, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. And that reason is because, Frozen world with mystical things happening in it. This book sits in the middle of Frozen and Frozen 2 to bridge the gap between the two movies. It's a single standalone book, but if you really want to consider it part of a series, you can consider it as part of the movie series, even if it's never going to become a movie itself. That's fine. That's really fine. I am now going to end the spoiler review here and the episode. If you think I deserve your hard-earned comment or even that lovely subscription, go ahead and give it to me down below. But if you don't think I deserve it, that's okay too. I'll just see you guys in the next one. See you next illusion.